We Don't Waste's mission is to support the community and the environment by reclaiming and distributing quality food to those in need. I started this program way back in 2009 with just a Volvo and an idea. I'm really a foodie at heart, and probably like most people, I always wondered what happened to the extra food at a restaurant at the end of the night that they didn't sell. So I began asking chefs and cooks and managers what they did with the food that was left over, and they said, quite honestly, they had to throw it away. I made a plan. I figured that if I could get them to donate the food to me, I could then take it to nonprofits who were supporting their clients with meals. I volunteered with many of these organizations. I knew they needed more food because we were in the heart of a recession. Pretty soon, the Volvo just wouldn't cut it. There was too much food and too small of a Volvo. So eventually, I acquired a van to do this work. Finally found an office to work out of on 35th and Walnut. It was small, 750 square feet, but we began to grow. Then we got into refrigerated trucks, then another and another, to the point where we are today. Whereas today we have 4 refrigerated trucks. If that weren't enough, in 2017, We Don't Waste made the decision that it had to move out of 750 square feet into 11,500 square feet, our new distribution center in North Denver, dramatically increasing our ability to recover and distribute more food to the community. We proved that we could develop and learn new processes for managing inventory in the entire warehouse space. Despite this growth, we're a team that's unable to see and need and not do something about it. So in 2019, we started a mobile food market program. That takes us to where we are now. We Don't Waste has grown from a modest passion project to the largest food recovery focused nonprofit organization in the state of Colorado. We're exceptionally proud of that. It's still a tremendous passion for me and our team, and I'm proud to say that last year we recovered more than 24 million servings of food from local food businesses and distributed to more than 100 nonprofit partners serving food insecure communities. Of course, COVID-19 really threw us for a loop. Just like everyone else, we had to establish safety protocols, adjust our recovery methods and distribution to reduce person-to-person exposure, and to change how we operated our mobile markets to be drive-thrus. We provided food to numerous new nonprofit partners last year, and also added 4 new mobile markets per month in response to the COVID problem because of the tremendous need we saw and heard from the community. I'm really proud of the team that has responded to the COVID-19 problem and our willingness to step up and meet the unprecedented need for food for our community. But we want to do more. We Don't Waste has long operated in the same way because that's what we've developed and that's what we know. Our operations team comes in each morning, makes calls to see who has or needs food. Someone writes down this information on the food pickups and deliveries that we have for the day on sticky notes for each truck. And we load it up and hit the road. It worked pretty well when we were smaller, but as we've grown and we've had incredible impact so far, but we know that we need to modernize our operations so that we can be more efficient and reach more people with more food. And that's where Impact 100 comes in. We have some ideas on how we can improve our operations, but if that were enough, we probably would have figured them out by ourselves some time ago. What we really need is a logistics expert to guide us through the projects we want to take, someone who knows industry best practices that for-profits use and apply them to We Don't Waste, the nonprofit sector. Those sticky notes, we got to get rid of those. Our team is pretty good at knowing where our partner food donors are and our recipients, but as you may know, our trucks are generally all over the city. But we know that there's a better way to do routing using technology. If we could optimize our routes, we could make more stops, pick up more food, use less gas, and utilize our staff much more effectively. Plus, we'd like to know how to deal with the random calls we get each day from food donors who need us to pick up some food at a moment's notice. Another time suck, or an issue that we are confronted with, is the data entry. Our staff has to account for the food that we pick up each and every day and put it into a Salesforce program. It's a very time-consuming process. We know there's a scanning technology using barcodes that could help us be more efficient, which would free up staff to allow them to pick up additional food, find new food donors, and connect with new nonprofit partners, or operate more mobile food markets. We know there's more food out there, including lots of small donations that we can't handle today because it's not economically efficient to send a large truck to pick up some 20 hamburgers or 10 loaves of bread. We have an idea to use an app which would allow volunteers to register with We Don't Waste, and once we get a request to pick up small orders, we can use the app to direct volunteers to pick up this small amount of food, bring it to us, while we can incorporate it into our distribution system. A lot of these costs are one-time, upfront costs, so sustaining the program shouldn't be a real problem. Once we pick the scanning and routing software and the volunteer app, there may be small annual subscription costs, but the bulk of the expense will be at the beginning, and the logistics consulting will be a project-specific one-time cost as well. For the ongoing costs, We Don't Waste has grown its fundraising efforts significantly over the past few years, so we feel confident that we can sustain these costs, which are relatively minimal compared to the broader project. But what it all comes down to is more food for more people. There's a tremendous amount of need in this community, and that need existed before COVID and will continue, unfortunately, long after the pandemic is over. We Don't Waste fills a vital need in the community by keeping good food out of the landfill, supporting nonprofits so they don't have to buy food to support their clients, and most importantly, getting quality food to people who don't have enough of it. I'm really excited about this development. The possibilities for this project are enormous. Everyone always says that they want to find more hours in the day to do more things. Actually, with this project, it'll allow us to do more with the same number of hours, allowing us to have a greater and bigger impact. It will be transformational. It will make us so much more efficient. No longer will we have to tell some donors we can't get to them because their donation is too small or they are too far away, and we'll be able to chip away at an ever-growing waiting list of food agencies that need and want our support. And one thing I want to leave you with: hunger is not going away, and neither is We Don't Waste. Thank you.